everybody, welcome to another Tune of the Month. Happy March! This month I have for you a very popular request. A lot of you have written in asking me to teach the beautiful air that I played on the video of myself performing on the fiddle that belonged to Neil Gow, the father of Scottish fiddling. I got to play it when I was over in Scotland. It was a total thrill. I'll actually put the link in the description of this video if any of you want to see it. Fiddles from the 1700s, and Gow used it to write a number of the tunes that we still celebrate and play all the time today. So when I got to play his fiddle, I played this gorgeous air, and I have to confess, it's not actually an air. It was written as a strathspey by John Pringle, and it's called The Honorable Miss Elliot. In Scottish music, we can totally do that. We can take a strathspey and play it as an air, take an air and play it as a reel. Totally legal. I did nothing wrong. And in the process, created a really lovely melody, or I guess uncovered a really lovely melody. I didn't create it. Mr. Pringle did. Here it is. And that's the tune. If you're just listening, thanks as always for stopping by. And if you're ready to learn it, grab your most beautiful singing sound because you're gonna need it. Okay, so we've done some airs in the past, and you know that some of them follow the part one, part two, part one ending form that a lot of dance tunes follow, rather. And sometimes they just get a little bit melodic and don't necessarily follow such a rigid form. They don't need to because they're songs, not dances. This one does kind of a combination, and I find it the most useful to kind of learn it just phrase to phrase. So that's how we're going to do. This is in F major, 1 flat, kind of an unusual key for dance tunes, which gives it kind of that special, almost otherworldly sound. I don't need to play it slowly because I just did. I'm going to start with the phrases by phrases. This is part one of the A section. So simple. I have the pickup into the F, the root. I go up the scale and right down the arpeggio. Do it one more time. I'll put in the ornaments that I like to use. So I'm mostly decorating that top. Here's a little hammer on. I do a little scale and a flat. Try that. You got it? If you don't, you can always rewind. I'm gonna go on, here's part 2. Yeah, also real simple, up the scale and right back down to end on C major. Now C major is the 5 chord of F. It's what makes us want to go back to the beginning, so it makes sense that we'd end up there. I'll do part 2 again. Up the scale and down to C major. Now instead of going straight back to just a regular part 1, Mr. Pringle does a slight variation. Oh! We'll do just that much because it rolls right into the ending. I'll do it again. A little variation. One more time. Up the scale. Back down. And the little ending. I'll do that ending again. That one is just to sing it. Da da dum ba da ya da da dum bum ba. It's a mix of skips and scales that all make sense chordally, but it's so much easier to just to sing it. And that's the whole A section. It's a single tune. A lot of airs are. They don't need a lot of length. Let's put that whole A section together. Give it a try. Starts with F major up the scale. And down the arpeggio. Part 2. Down the scale to C major. Little variation, part 1. Up the scale. Repeat. Part 1 up the scale. And down the arpeggio. Part 2. Down to C major. Part 1 variation. And that's the whole A section. Of course, go back and rewind to do any of those parts over and over and over again. Get it stuck in your head, sing it, sing it, sing it, and it will really find its way into your fingers through your ears and your voice. All right, B section. Big part 1, and you notice it's going up high, and then it's kind of trying to get itself back down to the same C major that we did in the A section. I'll do it again. So let's break that up. We'll do the singy part. That's the singy part. Little neighbor. Right, scale neighbor. Getting up here. Now, it's a big jump. A lot of these big jumps are 6. 6. And now a G minor arpeggio. Isn't that a special sound? That high G major, G minor arpeggio. Do it again. Singy part. Scale neighbor. down a 6, G minor. Now we need the little scale down because we're hunting for that C major. So that starts with the scale up. But when you get to your second finger, you suddenly realize that you're headed the wrong direction. So just hop that second finger across the string and continue down the scale. It's like a little about face of direction. Up. Just kidding, down. One of those cases where the lots of notes that sounds like it must be difficult ends up being really easy. Let's put all that part one together. Singy part and the about face scale. Singy. Up. Just kidding. Now, we have a little turnaround. It's a variation of the singy part. So you hear how close that is to the beginning. Now this one's a little bit different because it has that skip in the neighbors. And goes up the scale instead of the G minor. So it's a skip neighbor. Up the scale. And now the big littles. Big little, big little. Big little goes up the scale. Big little. Do the big littles one more time. It starts on your first finger, up the scale. Let's do this whole turnaround. The variation on the singy part. Skip neighbor. Up the scale. Big littles. Big little. And so that's the end of the first time through the B section. Singy part, down to C. Singy variation to the big littles. Now, this is the repeat of the B section. It's going to start out with the singy part again, of course, because we're back like the beginning of the B. Now, a little variation. Just a little different way to get down to the C major. I'll do it again. Singy part. So this variation uses arpeggios instead of a scale. Do it one more time with me, the variation. Put it together, singy part. Now, we have a grand ending. So you remember from past Tune of the Month videos, I hope, that a grand ending isn't anything to be afraid of. It just means instead of having a short ending, we have a longer ending that usually draws on some idea from the A section, so it brings it back full circle. So I'll do this grand ending again. Super simple after all those fancy variations. I'll do it again, grand ending. And then to finish, we have this little little thing that's reminiscent of the end of the A section. Not exactly the same, but pretty similar. It's another singing line. And it's basically an F arpeggio and a G minor arpeggio down the scale. And that's the whole B section. Shall we put it all together, the B? I do not repeat it. This B section is built double as with all single tunes, so it will feel like you're playing A, A, B, A, A, B, however many times you play it through. So remember that while you're playing the variations in the second half of the B, that's actually the repeat already built in there for you. Very beginning, the singy neighbor. Just kidding. To C major. Skip neighbor. Big little, big little. Back to the singing. Variation. Grand ending, simple. And wait forever here. Pringle wrote a fermata. And the ending. And that's the whole tune. Yeah, so that holding place, there's a fermata written in Pringle's manuscript that says, please wait here, hold the suspense, which is what makes it so beautiful before you do that last little bit of the ending. Now, if you were playing this tune through more than once, you wouldn't wait that much time both times through the tune, because when you do that long suspense, you're saying to your audience, we're about to finish. And they would get confused if you finished and then went back to do the tune again. So you save your longest suspense, your longest fermata for the last time through the tune. When I performed this at the beginning, I only played it through once, so I had a nice long fermata at the end. Experiment with different lengths. See how long you can get people to hold their breath before singing that last ending. All right, well, I hope you all enjoyed that tune and that you're going to have many wonderful minutes, hours, weeks playing it yourself. As always, if it helps you to see the sheet music for this, I always send out emails of my personal scribbles, sheet music of these tunes. I send it out as a part of my monthly email newsletter. And if you're not a member of that list, you can go ahead to my website, www.mariblack.com. Click on the newsletter, sign up, and all the future Tune of the Months will find their way into your inbox. A special thank you for those of you who are part of my newsletter. I hope you all enjoyed the tune. I'll look forward to seeing you next week. Next month, because it's called Tune of the Month. I remember now. Have a good one.